that is the EIA. So obviously industries will exploit this. Is the reduction of public hearing to 20 days. Hello guys, the most trending news for the past couple of weeks has been the draft EIA notification 2020, which has received a lot of criticism from environmentalists across the country. Many activists have urged the public to send emails to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So if you guys have not sent your emails yet, then here are some reasons why you should. Many incidents like the Bhopal gas tragedy, the Vishakhapatnam gas leak, have constantly reminded us that in the name of development, we have only destroyed human lives and the environment. In 1986, the government realized the need for stronger environmental laws and thus it implemented the Environment Protection Act. Under this act comes the Environmental Impact Assessment, that is the EIA. This process is applicable for 37 sectors including infrastructural projects, coal mines, thermal power plants, etc. The aim of this process is to evaluate the impact of a developmental project on the people surrounding it and the environment. So if the negative impacts is found to be greater than the positive impacts, then environmental clearance is not given for such projects. Also, when a new industry has to be set up in a locality, the people surrounding the locality have to be made aware about the project and usually a time period of 30 days is given wherein the common people can file petitions showing their defiance to the project. So, in spite of the existence of such strong laws, there's been a lot of malpractices. For example, where the company brings in their own people for public hearing. So, there's only a need for strengthening the existing laws. But instead, this draft EIA notification 2020 weakens the existing laws and thus gives an opportunity for industries to exploit it. The first point is post facto clearance. So, according to the draft, it is completely legal to start the construction of an industry if you do not have an environmental clearance. The draft says that there's no problem if you don't have environmental clearance, you can get it sometime later. So this is dangerous, right? So obviously industries will exploit this. The second point is the reduction of public hearing to 20 days. As I already said, that usually a period of 30 days is given for public hearing and it is extremely difficult for a common man to find details about the industry and then file a petition in that 30 days itself. But now the draft has reduced the time to 20 days. The third point is the exemption of public participation from filing violation cases. So, for example, let's say that a coal mine is going to be built in the middle of a forest. That is a violation to the environmental law, right? So, the draft says that only the people who are related to the company and the government officers can file such violation cases. This is moreover like asking a thief to admit his theft. Obviously, a person who is related to the company will not admit that he has violated the environmental law, right? The fourth point is that the draft mentions that information related to national security and that of strategic considerations will not be disclosed to the public. So I do understand that information related to national security cannot be disclosed to the public, but the problem here is the term strategic. So the government can label any random project as strategic and then tell the public that no, this project is strategic, so we won't disclose any information about it. The next point is that in page number 19.2 of the draft, there's a list of projects from for which public consultation will not be taken. So there's this point which says that projects in border areas. So border areas are the areas that fall 100 kilometer from the line of actual control. So if you look at the northeastern part of a country, almost all the states are bordered by other countries, right? So if you consider 100 kilometers from the border line, this would end up covering almost the entire of northeast, and this region is the most ecologically sensitive part of the country, which is a home to a lot of forest wildlife and all. And if there's going to be a project in this area, then there won't be any public consultation in such cases. So these are some of the loopholes of the draft, and these are some of the reasons why we should stop this. This is not for me or for you. It's going to affect each and everyone around us and the future generations to come. So it's time to act now. Thank you.